أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. This is SHAHNEILA, your EVS teacher, and we are on the 8th unit, and the name of the unit is the value of food. So we are seeing in this unit that how should we take care of our food and how not to waste it, because many efforts are required to get our food into our plate, because the farmers who sow the seeds and who plows and does threshing and winnowing requires lots of effort to harvest the fruits, harvest the crops, and how they sell in the market. So we should not waste our food. We should take care of our food, and we should serve only that we are required to eat instead of wasting our food. So let's begin. The grain obtained after winnowing is filled in sacks. Proper care is taken to make sure that it will not be attacked by insects or other pests such as mice and rats. After putting aside some grain for the family, the remaining sacks are sent to the market to be sold. When the traders there buy the grain, the farmer gets money for the crop that he has grown. See, we had seen threshing and winnowing. We had seen plowing. First plowing is done, then threshing is done, then winnowing is done. Winnowing में क्या होता है? Grains को separate करते हैं shaft में से. Likewise, after winnowing, the grains get separated. Now the grain which we got is stored in sacks. Sacks में बोरों में भरा जाता है और उन्हें store करा जाता है. Proper care is taken to make sure that it will not be attacked by insects or other pests such as mice and rats. See, fields are filled with mice and rats. बहुत mice and rats होते हैं वहाँ पे, बड़े होते हैं, and other pests too. So in order to avoid the grains from getting attacked by these insects or animals, proper care has to be taken. Proper care is taken. These sacks of grains are stored in godowns, and like pest controls are used there to protect the grains from getting attacked by insects. After putting aside some grain for the family, the remaining sacks are sent to the market to be sold. So after the sacks are stored or filled, now what they are done is that a farmer keeps aside for himself few sacks of grain according to the need of his family. मतलब अगर कोई फार्मर है तो वो आधे से भी कम अपने फैमिली के मेंबर्स के हिसाब से वो अपने लिए रखेगा और बाकी सारा मार्केट में सेल कर देता. When the traders there buy the grain, the farmer gets money for the crop that he has grown. अब तक के फार्मर के पास कुछ भी पैसा नहीं था, वो पर्सनल इन्वेस्ट करते. He was investing in his own money in plowing, threshing, winnowing and storage of the grains. Now what does the farmer do? He takes the sacks of the grains to the market and he sells there to the traders. वहाँ traders को send करते हैं, फिर वहाँ से उनको पैसे मिलते हैं, और वो भी at a time पैसे नहीं मिलते, इंस्टॉलमेंट में मिलते कहीं पे. Now Arjun asks, but the bhakri is not ready yet. What we are seeing is the story of a bhakri. अभी तक हमारी भाकरी की स्टोरी चल रही है. हमने अभी तक देखा कि मतलब जो बाजरा या फिर जवार या फिर वीट कैसे उसके शाफ में से सेपरेट होता है. स्टिल अभी भाकरी बनी क्या? नहीं बनी. अभी तक रोटी भाकरी नहीं बनी है. अभी तक सिर्फ ग्रेन मार्केट में पहुंचा है. Now so Arjun is asking his mother, but the bhakri is not ready yet. मतलब अब तक भाकरी तो रेडी ही नहीं है. So mother says, no, of course not, and the story is not finished either. Listen, what his mother is saying is that the story is not complete yet. Why? Because the grain has just reached the market. We haven't got it from the market. The grain that the traders buy is sold all over the country. It is transported by means of trucks or good trains. It is the turn of porters and truck drivers to put in their labor. Transport costs a lot too. So, the grain that the traders buy is sold all over the country. Traders ने किससे खरीदा? Farmers से. अब वो कहाँ? वो all over the country distribute होता है. Then it is transported with the help of trucks or trains also. Who picks up the sacks of grains? The potters मतलब कूली लोग, कूली. Now it's the turn of potters and truck drivers to put in their labor. Transport costs a lot too. अब ये टर्न किसका है? कुली का और ट्रक ड्राइवर का, कि वो अपना काम करे। अब वो लोग भी अपना काम करते हैं। जो ट्रांसपोर्टेशन रहता है, जो उसकी कॉस्ट भी बहुत ज़्यादा रहती है, मतलब ट्रक ड्राइवर्स को भी बहुत पे करना पड़ता है, और कुली को भी पे करना पड़ता है। नो द सैक्स ऑफ ग्रेन रीच द प्रोविजन स्टोर्स। अब प्रोविजन स्टोर्स मतलब आपने बड़े बड़े गोडाउन्स देखा होगा है, वहाँ पे पहले मतलब लाइक जो ट्रेडर्स रहते, बड़े बड़े ट्रेडर्स, पहले वो ग्रेन्स खरीद लेते फार्मर से, फिर वो ऑल ओवर द कंट्री डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करते। फिर वो किसके थ्रू होता है? ट्रक्स और ट्रेन के थ्रू। और वो काम कौन करता है? कूली लोग, पॉटर्स एंड ट्रक ड्राइवर्स। अब वो जो स्टोर्स रहते हैं उनमें स्टोर किया जाता है। पीपल बाय द ग्रेन फ्रॉम देम, people buy the grain from the provision stores. They sort out any stones or rubbish to clean the grain. They get it milled into flour. क्या होता है? People buy the grain from the provision stores. वहाँ से दुकानों से खरीदते हैं ना, वहाँ से बाय करते वो लोग। फिर अगर उसमें कोई कचरा हो, they sort it out and clean the grain. अगर उसमें कचरा कीड़ा हो तो हम उसे क्लीन करते हैं। Then after cleaning, we give it to milled. We give it to mill into flour. हम मिल्स में देते हैं, हम चक्की पे डाल देते हैं ना गेहूँ पिसाने, बाजरा, गेहूँ, ज्वार, तो वहाँ से हमें कहाँ मिलता है? चक्की पे हमारा गेहूँ जाता है, वहाँ से हमें आटा मिलता है। Then while cooking the flour is kneaded into lumps. कुकिंग के टाइम क्या होता है? आटे को गूंदा जाता है। नीड मतलब गूंदना, into lumps, आटे को गूंद के रखा जाता है। The lumps are then flattened into bhakri and roasted. The lumps आटे का पेड़ा बनाते हैं। Have you seen your mother cooking? So the lumps are flattened using our rolling pin or with hands also, and it is bhakri is made and it is roasted on a pan or tawa. We spend on fuel too. We need fuel. हम लोग को गैस लगता है ये करने। We spend on fuel. हम गैस फुकट में मिलता है कि no, we have to buy that too. And thus at the end of all the भाकरी appears in Varsha and Arjun's plate. इतने प्रोसेस के बाद हमें भाकरी मिलती है, और लाइकवाइज भाकरी अर्जुन और वर्षा के पेट में जाती है। Now would it be right to waste food that we get through? Now आप ही लोग बताएं, is it right to waste the food because so much effort is required to prepare भाकरी and to serve it on in our plate? कितना एफर्ट्स लगते, कितने साल पहले फार्मर्स उसे पेरता है, थ्रेशिंग, विनोइंग, देन स्टोरेज, देन सेलिंग इट टू द ट्रेडर्स, देन the potters and the truck drivers take it to provision stores. Then from there our parents buy the wheat or jawar or bajra. Then they give it to the mill to get it processed. फिर वहाँ से हमें फिर मम्मी लाती है, फिर उससे रोटी बनती है, then we eat it. So much effort is required. So is it good to waste our food? Not at all. Do you know, singaras and makhanas are some special food that are not very common. They are obtained from fresh water plants. Much work has to be done to collect, clean, dry, store and transport them. आपने सिंगारा देखा होगा, वो ब्लैक कलर का होता है, उसमें से व्हाइट कलर का निकलता है, दैट इज कॉल्ड सिंगारा। एंड मखाना भी व्हाइट कलर का होता है, थोड़ा बहुत पॉपकॉर्न जैसे दिखता है। दे आर वेरी स्पेशल फूड, दे आर वेरी हेल्दी टू इट, वी शुड ईट देम रेगुलरली। एंड इन दिस वे much efforts are required to get singaras and makhanas as well. Other food stuff. We get fish from water. Fishermen work hard to catch them. There are people who gather and sell fruits like amla, jamun, karavanda, boar, which grow in forests. Some people have vegetable farms, while some people have orchards for growing fruit crops. Some people keep poultry, some rare animals for milk and meat. So we eat fish too. So fishermen also require lots of effort to get the fish. Likewise, fruit sellers also require much effort to buy amla, jamun, karavanda, boar, which are grown in the forest. Some people have vegetable farms. किसी के पास vegetable farms होते हैं. Even there, and some people have orchards. Orchards मतलब बागीचे. So everything requires effort. A lot of hard work is required to get crops. Some people keep poultry. Poultry मतलब chicken, meat animals. Some rare animals for milk and meat. All these people put in a lot of hard work in their own occupations. We get a great variety of foodstuffs as a result of their efforts. The efforts and labor of many people are also required for storing, transporting, marketing them, as well as preparing the various dishes we eat. All these processes are expensive. We have seen that a lot of hard work is required to do any kind of work, especially this kind of work. So we get a variety of foodstuffs in the market, है ना, बहुत सारा मिलता है. A lot of space is required for storing, a lot of money is required for transportation, a lot of efforts is required to buy and to store in them in a proper way. And we can prepare many dishes of the various foodstuffs we get. So this process is very expensive. So we should take care of this and not waste our food. So what we have learned in the lesson? We have learned that the foodstuffs we use come from different places such as fields, lakes and forests. हमने देखिए फील्ड से हमें हमको सारे क्रॉप्स मिलते हैं, फिर लेक से हमें फिश मिलती है, सी से भी फिश मिलती है, फॉरेस्ट से हमें डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ फ्रूट्स मिलते हैं. Starting from preparing the fields till storing the grain in warehouses, many different kinds of tasks are carried out for growing crops. Harvesting, threshing and winnowing are some of the tasks. Like many tasks are required to grow crops in the fields. We have seen harvesting, threshing and winnowing. After that, the crop is transported, sold and prepared for eating. Only then we get food on our plate. After all this process, after all this process, we get food on our plate. As with growing grain, much hard work goes into processing other foodstuffs too. As with growing grain, much hard work goes into producing other foodstuffs. सिर्फ ग्रेन्स में मेहनत नहीं लगती, अदर क्रॉप्स को प्रोड्यूस करने में भी बहुत मेहनत लगती है. We must all take care to ensure that the food is not wasted. What should we take care of? We should not waste our food at all. Okay? अल्लाह ताला को भी हमें जवाब देना है. Even अल्लाह ताला will question us on the day of judgment. So we should not waste of food. अगर हमारे घर पे खाना बचता भी है तो हम हमारे काम वालियों को दो, गरीबों को दो, उसे फेंके ना. गरीबों को दे खाना, लेकिन फेंकना नहीं चाहिए खाने को. Always remember, we get a variety of foodstuffs through the efforts of many different people. Let us always be grateful to them. So we get a variety of foodstuffs through the efforts of different kinds of. हर किसी को अपना अपना रोल करना है, हर किसी को अपना अपना रोल निभाना पड़ता है, तब जाके हमें खाना मिलता है. So we should be grateful to every one of them. हमने सबका शुक्र मनाना चाहिए. We should be grateful to them. I hope you have understood this lesson. This is very simple lesson. And it's very easy to remember as well, so do hard work at your home and study well. Jazakallah khairan for listening, and here I am signing off.